Hi everyone, it's Master Game Theater here, and this is something I wanted to do that's a little different. If you've been watching my videos on the channel, you've been watching me go through my collection of big box PC games one at a time, and just sort of going through the contents and the little fun facts and some of the original music to go along with it, just sort of an exploration of these games from a bygone era. And I wanted to try something a little different for this one, which is Starflight 2, Trade Routes of the Cloud Nebula by Binary Systems, published by Electronic Arts. So I wanted to do a little narration. Somebody had suggested this in one of the comments of the previous videos, so I figured it was a good chance to try it. Now, I don't know this game at all. It wasn't a game that I played back in the day, but it was in a collection that I bought, and I've gone through it before and looked at some of the stuff. It's pretty neat, so I know that there's quite a bit of you know, the usual stuff, manuals, maps, that kind of thing. So we'll go through it together. Just off the hop, the box is, you know, sort of on the smaller side of the big box range, I guess you might say. So the artwork on the front is really great. So yeah, so we look inside the box, we open it up. It's one of the styles that we've seen lately with some of the last videos I did with the Star Trek games, where it opens up and you've got this sort of plastic insert and more like a book. So, and this would be something we'd see later on with the big box games as well, when they got more elaborate in the packaging and you'd get like these big fold out boxes. So yeah, so we open it up and there we go. And inside we've got the manual. So pretty reasonable sized manual for the time. I've definitely seen some bigger ones with the flight sims and smaller stuff as well, but this is pretty cool. We just kind of look through it. You know, in the videos that I've done up to this point, I haven't had a chance to really, you know, just take my time and look at some of the information that's in here. So, you know, we can do that a little bit now with this way of doing things. So we've got the description of the different races that are in the game, the space, the alien races, I guess. Yeah. You know, these manuals, sometimes the older you get, the more you realize what an investment they were, right? Like there's a lot of learning that has to go on. And, you know, referencing the flight sim videos again, you see that they're way more than just how to play the game. They're like educational about World War II or whatever genre, you know, time period that it's covering. And this game, although it's, you know, science fiction, there's a lot to learn still about how the game works, about all the mechanics in the game, you know, trading, landing your vehicles or landing your ship. This game, and now I've read a little bit about it in just sort of some, you know, wherever on the web and books. It is very sort of complex in terms of what it's asking you to do, and the mechanics of the game are not easily, just there's a learning curve, I guess is what I'm trying to say. This is kind of neat. So this is some alien life forms artwork. Pretty neat. I'll put a little fun fact on the screen about who did the artwork in the manual, because that's something that I like to credit people. You know, some of these old artists that worked at these companies back in the day are very talented. They went on to do other stuff. Pretty neat. Lots of creatures, lots of things in this game. And, you know, stats, random stats. I don't know what STV means, but again, I'm sure it's explained in the manual. Even one on the back. The humming stone. STV is special. Danger is harmless. So interesting. I wonder how you encounter that in the game. So yeah, this was 1989, developed by Binary Systems, and that's the manual. Here is the technical card for the game on how to install it, all that good stuff. These are pretty standard for the time, and some of these games I can play. If you've been following the channel, you know I have some shorts where I've been playing some of these old games on my vintage DOS system, which are fun. And this one may be possible. I haven't tried. I don't know if I've installed this. I don't think I have, but I'll definitely go and take a look. We'll get the vintage PC up and running here again soon. Now we got a big map. This is something that I remember seeing when I looked at the game. When I opened up the game previously and went through the contents, I'm sort of impressed by the, whoops, and it's upside down. It's a very, very large map. It's a little torn, unfortunately. You can see there's a edge here that's torn, but You know, these games, they take a beating. When you actually use them and enjoyed them back in the day, they show their age later on, but it's worth it, you know? These games are meant to be played, they're meant to be taken out, and I'm a big fan of emulation. I'm a big fan of not keeping things sealed in boxes, that kind of idea. Here we have the copy protection. Now this goes on the map. You can see if we can actually do that. Let's try it. I don't know how this works. It may be missing a film or something to... So, if we take this guy, which was right side up, maybe this way. So it's got to be something like this, right? Like you have to use the coordinates here on the side. There's coordinates along the bottom row, right there. So you would find, you know, 170 by 190. It's going to be over here somewhere. Yeah, there you go, that kind of thing. I don't know. Pretty cool though. I'm a sucker for old copy protection systems. And again, if you've been following the channel, you've seen that I've done the Monkey Island copy protection and a Loom. I did one for Night Shift, I believe. Then we go back to the box. All that's left is the disc. Oops. So these plastic inserts I find are pretty neat, but they are a tight fit most of the time for lots of the discs. You have to really press them in to get them to stick in there, but they do work. So this just comes on the single 3.5-inch disc. And I would suspect it's low density 720K, not the 1.4. My vintage PC is currently does not have a functional 3.5-inch drive. The one that works is the 5.25-inch. So I won't be able to install this right now, but I am trying to get that fixed. So, all right, so we put everything back in the box. And I will put on the screen the price charting, what price charting says about this game right now and its value. Those price charting guides are pretty, you know, it's always dependent on what's being sold on eBay and what is selling and what's not selling. People can have things listed for lots, but if they don't sell, it's not worth that. And on the back is a little bit more, some screenshots. This is the DOS version. I haven't researched this game too much yet through Moby Games, so I don't know what other platforms it came out on. But this is the, as I said, the DOS version. It supports CGA, EGA, MCGA, and VGA graphics, and the Tandy 16 color graphics adapter. Yep. Doesn't look like there's any sound card support, which doesn't surprise me for games. Anything sort of pre-1990, unless it was a Sierra game, is generally going to have only PC speaker sound, so looks like that's the case here. But it's a great looking game. I enjoy this. And hopefully you enjoyed this little narration version of what's in the box. And let's put this back on the shelf. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.